Thank you all for all these gold mines, by the way, Narfi.
You didn't ask, you just took them.
We both get the benefits, though.
I know we're still gonna need even more railways at the end of the day. I'm not sure how much. Seems like 5 in Kansai would definitely be good. Kanto and Hokkaido. And then... oh, shit. Well, I'm gonna try to get Toku... where'd it go? Up to 10. I get Chubu up to 10. That's a lot, but this is in the future that this is gonna be built. Well, we'll probably need that much anyway. Looking at the ports... looks like we've unlocked the ability to make more ports in general, which is fine, I guess. There's a lot of ports already building, though we are very capable of utilizing all of our convoys. I would definitely like more, I suppose. 5 more in Kanto sounds pretty decent. 5 more in these places where we didn't already have an insane amount. And just kind of spread it out a little bit, spread out the load. But that will, of course, as we know, create a demand for these ships. I don't know how much exactly by that point, but it seems like enough to at least be notable. Let's say 2 of these in Hokkaido, 1 of them in Kyushu, and that should be hopefully enough at that point. This makes me wonder if we're going to have enough coal mines by that point. I feel like it's going to be getting a little risky, honestly.
I still don't understand why this keeps happening with all these different armies.
Put some in Sakhalin.
That should not be happening.
Iron's not as positive as it once was, so there's definitely profit to be had in building more. I'll go ahead and put down like 6 right there. Seems like any others that we were building before have come out pretty alright. Any other mines where there's like massive profit margins? Maybe right here in Hokkaido we could use with some more sulfur. There's no more logging to really do. All there really is in terms of resources at this point are those minerals and maybe a couple other things here and there. Prussia wants to guarantee my independence if I join them against Spain. No, I have players for that. Prussia tried to sway me to help them fight Spain. They're like, we'll guarantee your independence. I was like, bitch, I have players for that. Also, you don't look like you're gonna win.
I have players for that.
I have players for that. Get the fuck out of here. The investment pool is doing awesome at the moment. That's for sure. I have legitimate government because I went back down from medium taxes. It's, my money could still use some help though. I have increased a lot of things I spend on. I could get some money back by lowering the military wages some more. We're not at war, right? So it's like we could. We're enough under our gold reserves that I think I'll just put it back to medium taxes and like leave it there for a little bit. At least, you know, the military is getting paid quite a bit. But I can change that down later, perhaps. Vacuum cleaning has been unlocked for food industries. That could be very, very useful. If I go find my food industries, there's so many things here now. It was way easier to look at the beginning of the game. Here it is. And vacuum packaging uses the meat and the fish to pump out more groceries and consumes less grain. It also starts producing oil. Oh, God. I don't know if well, you know, this would make whaling a lot more important. I'll activate it. We'll see what it does. Also, we don't even have everything on baking powder yet. Let's make sure everything's on baking powder. Now we're definitely going to have a lot of groceries. But if there's an abundance of that, the population might just swap to using it anyway. Just having food in general is good. We have a lot of grain now that that has happened. There's a lot of grain surplus. There's some grocery surplus. Fish are in surplus. Meat are sort of not really in surplus. And so I could probably do something about that. There's like the livestock ranches, right? But I'm mostly thinking of the whaling stations. Yeah, there's a lot of profit to be had here, especially now that we're consuming oil. Although the price of oil is not actually that high. Still, if we maxed out in Hokkaido the whaling stations, that could be good. I mean, it looks like these aren't even fully employing at the moment anyway. But they have a lot more reason to fully employ at this point. But this is, again, way in the future after even more grocery things that I have set to build. Now, with the way this is going, we don't need to import any groceries anymore. I could take that off the list. We have a lot more production of it right now. Where the hell is it going? Yeah, the demand for it's going up as it's becoming more affordable. for sure. But there's a lot of gray in excess, just like sitting around as well. I would love to get my militaries on extra supplies if possible.
Well, convoys is shipyards, right?
But I'm not sure. No, convoys is ports. Shipyards make what you need to get feed the ports. But halfway through each of them, it's like it swaps from cutters to steamers. Insufficient construction for the construction investment pool. Isn't that just funny? I think the private industry just owns too much at this point. I think they just own too much. They're making too much money. Oh, it actually went away. Probably as like things go around. But that's a pretty good sign of how like caught up they are. Certainly. Funny, we don't even have enough infrastructure in Chugoku, and it's like, hey, least maintenance there. I don't know about places like Ryukyu and Sakhalin. Like, I don't build a lot of stuff there, so I don't know how much I'd want to really expand in those places. But Chugoku, 2 more? Sure. I could do 2 more in Chugoku. We'll just pop those up to the top. Increase our production a little bit further. I can request an embassy from Austria-Hungary, and they'll say yes. That's pretty nice. I'm getting that powerful. Oh, they declined. What? But it said you were going to accept. Isn't that what that symbol means? Maybe that means, like, if I owe them and all, but maybe it's like, oh, they could accept, but... It might be something like that. Well, they really like me. They're protective of me. But they won't take a defensive pact or anything. Isn't my independence guaranteed by someone big? I remember it was. Well, Belgium, right? If you want to consider Belgium big. But they're not an embassy person. They would not accept unless I owed them an obligation. And even a defensive pact, they wouldn't necessarily want to accept. They're involved in that war. They're part of the Grand Alliance of the French Empire. So how much they like me is very iffy. But they don't belong to them, at the very least. So, I could probably improve with some of them. Less than amicable? I guess not with them. But I could improve with Austria-Hungary, and maybe that could lead me somewhere. You know, it's crazy. Almost every group in my government wants some form of, like, voting. There's a couple that don't. But at the end of the day, the one that's most popular is wealth voting. With wealth voting, everybody except the shogunate wants that. So that would keep everybody in those groups, or just keep those groups in general, right? Pretty happy if I went to that. Although I wouldn't have the ability to kind of maintain this kind of power structure that I have. But at this point, the power structure is looking less and less attractive anyway. And so going back to voting might actually be pretty great. I could only really get into wealth voting right now. But it would also maybe help me enact further change because I've kind of hit a wall. Wealth voting is, of course, not the greatest. And the government size does have problems during this. Another thing I could do is just say, fuck it, right? And then go with, like, low legitimacy. And then just enact whatever change I want by myself. Because, I mean, there's some things I want. There's some things I would like. I would have less control is kind of the downside. The thing about oligarchies, if I have one of these, technocracy seems to be a lot better in general. So, maybe, right? But the industrialists don't like that, and they just happen to be one of our most powerful ones. It's a tough call when I don't really know enough about the game to know like which one of these is better or otherwise. The Haymen are not as powerful as they used to be, but if I do try for colonial exploitation, they're just going to be radicalized no matter what. Their clout overall has gone way down recently. They're mostly made up of farmers, laborers, and peasants. Those guys are becoming less and less common as time goes on. Communist Argentina. Okay. That's funny. I think I'll say fuck it. I will radicalize them. We'll go for the exploitation. It will lower migration attraction to unincorporated states, but we don't even have that. It's not even something that we have. I don't know if there's a lot of point to doing this because there's not a lot to colonize to begin with, but if they're temporarily kind of annoyed by that, it's not really the biggest deal in the world. Right, I was planning on also promoting this guy right here. let me go ahead and just promote him a couple times. Bureaucracy could be a lot better right now. It definitely could be. Maybe that skyscraper will help with that pretty shortly. Otherwise, there's plenty more government admins on the list right now. But the skyscraper is 10 weeks from being done, and we are plowing through more things on the list. The leader of the Navy could also use an improvement, but he's also very old, so I don't know. This meticulous guy, he's young, 38, and looks pretty darn good. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get this guy recruited. Pan-nationalism unlocked. I don't think I researched this. This was really far down in my list. So that was not me. I've been researching shift work this whole time, which takes a while, honestly. But I've been researching that, and that is only 5 months until it's complete. We got 20 years left in this whole ass game. Repeaters is spreading the rest of the way, so that's gonna be done early. That's pretty good. You know, it's funny, something that I could do with like a bunch of extra government money other than just raise the construction, if I run into like having, you know, just too much money, is I could use it to just buy things from those that have built in my country just flat to get the dividends, kind of making a compounding effect for when wartime comes around. I'm gonna pump up some of these railway constructions, like 3 of them in Kansai, to the top of the list because we could use that transportation now instead of later. Ironclads on our market could do with improvement from the military shipyards as we're, you know, increasing that stuff. Also, we did build a skyscraper. Magnificent achievement, prestige. So that is military shipyards. This is pumping these out already. They need a hire. They have the capability to do it. This is a temporary problem. They're just not very competitive at the moment. Ethics of exploitation. It's correct, obviously. This has a pretty big chance to bomb one way or another. I'll give them some more support, and hopefully, yeah, we got a good benefit from that. The Haymen are trying to preserve colonial exploitation or colonization. Frontier. Actually, don't make enough tools anymore. We started using so much more in the way of tools in general. Haven't started with this, yeah, because I don't have rubber. And I don't know that we can really, I don't want to be reliant on that. I see what I needed rubber for. Yeah, I don't have rubber. That's one sad thing.
You know where to look.
Do I?
Oh, you know.
Though it's different in every game. Out of curiosity, where is a good source of rubber in this game?
Pretty much where the British Congo is, and Indonesia.
Yeah, Congo makes sense.
I mean, really, it is quite close to SRU.
Okay.
I don't think it's in Haiti though. So actually, I lied. There is some in Haiti. Though you can also see the production menu if you need to. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, I see there's like, I could get 12 in Brunei, for example, if I took that over. One downside, though, is, you know, needing a naval invasion, which I see I'll need my Navy for. Navy's not exactly ready yet. Backroom dealings exposed, no. I'll probably take the setback, slight bureaucracy hit, guaranteed. Probably just take the setback. It's fine. It's whatever. Wow, I have a lot of interests I can use that I didn't use. Oh my. Indochina. Jesus Christ. I guess more of South, Central America. Mexico doesn't really matter. I could just do things around me in general, I suppose. I mean, I'm not sure. There's a huge mess of stuff, certainly. Things around the Indian Ocean in general. That could maybe be takeable. I'm not sure. A lot of this stuff is already taken over by someone. I mean, even Belgium owns some of this stuff, for fuck's sake. Kind of a mess. Let's say Southern Africa as well. Just things that kind of surround the seas by me, I suppose. The seas by me's. And hey, shift work is now done. So that's more economy of scale. Building cat, that's good. Now we move over to a different tech. Siberian pops being discriminated.
Good luck.
I'm not too scared to lose. If I lose this, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just Oman.
I guess the Brits and French stop fighting then if they're going after Narfi's puppets. I'll take success chance and make the trade unions more powerful. I really don't mind making the trade unions more powerful.
I might have another civil war over wage subsidies. Oh, nope, never mind, just went away. Okay, good. Fucking commies, man.
Let me go ahead and promote my new admiral so I know kind of what my intentions are with him. I could see right here
Back real quick.
the 10 frigates I queued up earlier that are set to upgrade to monitors. Let me just get rid of that entirely. And then monitors, I can probably alt-click like 15 of these, or 10. It was 10 of these to the top of the list, and then just get those made as soon as possible, and then maybe that would allow me to go on some invasion soon. Separate to that, we're back to making rice farms, fertilizer plants, things like that, so I do wonder, maybe, perhaps, we would be able to buff up some of this stuff. I mean, look, +1 groceries input per battalion for an offensive army, that's 100 groceries. That is quite a lot, even compared to like how I make it right now, even though I've rapidly, vastly increased the amount that I produce. Still, we have a lot of excess food in other regards, primarily in grain right now, but we know we have more stuff queued up in general. I think I will take the Kansai army specifically and activate the extra supplies. Okay, so basic, oh, I see. So this is not cumulative. It is actually separate. Okay, you can just deactivate some of them if you so choose. That's neat. And then it shows the price to actually purchase those things. At this point, I'm positive on coal. I'm just importing so much of it from Russia. It's crazy. Probably because of the trade agreement, honestly. I probably need to nerf these trade agreements a little bit, because they're just doing way too much. I feel it's probably not good. I'm going to test ending my trade agreement. Probably with both of you. Because my market's getting a little weird, honestly. It's getting a little weird in that the trade is starting to undercut the economy. So I need to fix that. Damn, I'm making a lot of money all of a sudden. How? Is that from tariffs? I don't know. No, that's not big enough to have made that much of it. It might have been at this for like a good moment already. I'm not sure. That's kind of wacky. I think it might just be like it's swapping through the buildings. It's just like getting off of making those naval bases. Honestly, I could further max this out, right? If I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I put the ironclads as well. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's as much as I can fit in Kansai anyway, but that's not even enough for like a quote-unquote full stack. But if I want to do like a big naval expansion, then this would be how to do it. That's a lot more ammunition, ironclads, artillery. Ironclads not a problem. Artillery and ammunition I could potentially see being a problem. Getting all this fish back into my economy will be pretty good as well. That will help with food in general. Yeah, the trade agreement, it's like having free trade, so it's only maybe good in certain scenarios. And hey, look, we got repeating rifles, which means if I go find this, we can now have repeating rifles, which is just more goods in, but more goods out, which is only good right now when I'm looking at increasing my costs anyway. Yeah, my money's getting kind of crazy. I'll put this down to low taxes. It's once again getting pretty crazy. Oh, this doesn't look good at all. I can take another setback, get success chance. Regardless, samurai pop group attraction going down a lot here. I'll take the setback, I suppose. We're at 60%. Java is guaranteeing the independence of my country. Excuse you? Who do you think you are? Honestly, they got a big GDP, but who do you think you are guaranteeing my independence? What the fuck? That is the most ridiculous thing ever. Ooh, we're about to see Ottomans versus France over some random African nation, for fuck's sake.
Average French moment. The trade unions are always like very angry over everything.
Well, yeah, because you're not communist.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've had some trade unions be chill before. Like, they really want wage subsidies. Like, man, I have almost 500 million people. I can't afford all you stupid
Mine are quite happy because I have wage subsidies. So they're very happy with me at the moment.
And I mean, I would love to have that, but I literally just cannot afford it. In 10 weeks, I can finally exile this chick. She's loved and part of the intelligentsia, but she's a damn agitator.
I could do what I said before and try doing some nationalizing with a bunch of my extra money to try to kind of get things away from the private industry and, you know, into my stuff. But I don't know. If they have investment rights, I am actually not even allowed to buy it back on my own. So most of it would just be from my private industry anyway. The investment pool would get money up front if I did this. I don't think I really need to do this because I'm always building my own things anyway. It doesn't necessarily seem worth it. Not necessarily. We have a transportation shortage in Kyushu, probably because of everything we're building. I know there's a lot of railways set to build there. I'll move 3 of them up to the top of the list. Some more stuff for Kyushu. An insufficient construction for the investment pool. I mean, damn. Really? Holy hot damn. Alright, well, where else should I expand it? I think just doing a +5 at this point. What if I can combine Shift and Alt-click? I'm not sure. Let's find out. So I did them, and you cannot. Okay. A +5 at Kansai, my capital. At this point. I'm not too worried about the inputs. We do still have a lot of things we're kind of dependent on foreign markets for. Let me remove this trade route here of liquor. Well, I'm not even sure if that's smart. I haven't built what I need for that yet. Just want to see if anything else is more profitable now that the trade route is gone. Yeah, the French. The French would have good productivity, but it's the French at the same time. The Prussians might be better because I think they have more of an amount. Yeah, the Prussians have more of an amount that we could potentially import. Now that's starting to look better. Yeah, let's get some liquor from the Prussians. And then, like, glass, we don't seem to need to import anymore really at all. We're not exactly perfect on it, but I think there's still more queued up somewhere. Maybe. Is there? Yeah, there is. It's pretty far down the line, but it does exist. Maybe I need to build more at this point. We have added to what's using it. So, definitely wouldn't be surprised if we secretly needed more. And that also makes porcelain, lead, dye. Yeah, we have things making dye. Make 1, maybe 6 in Toku, 5 more in Kyushu. This is a weird number. It's like 13, 15. So the private industry. Bring that up in Chubu. And that's at the end of the list. That should hopefully be pretty useful. I see the furniture industry is not doing too well, including for luxury stuff. Luxury furniture wants some improvements as well. Rotary valve engine for a lot of things. That's more production methods. We still have so much population that production methods don't entirely matter. I got adding 5 into Toku would probably be pretty good. And then just add it up in Shikoku as well. And then we'll kind of see how that goes at the moment. I have to do so much building still. But the Navy is getting up to a decent point, at least better. I'm trying to prepare for any potential invasion we might do here towards the end of the game, you know? Ainu Pop's discriminated against, that's fine. Ever increasing influence? Industrialist bad or Japan, China bad? I'll just take the one industrialist, like, approval debuff. That's fine, that's not bad. Look at all this stuff. Now that I have interests in so many things, not as many things as I could have, but in so many things, it's quite funny. I didn't put one in Oceania. I guess I could do that too. And as I was looking at earlier, I am going to need more tools and probably quite a bit more tools. Oh man, the way it moves around like this is a little confusing. I start losing my place. Trying to get these numbers to add up to roughly 10 because I know we could use a decent amount of tools in general and probably sort of spread out is a good idea. 1 in Sakhalin. The fact that there's not 1 in Sakhalin is kind of weird. And one thing we definitely need more of, and we will continue to need more of, is coal. We definitely need more coal. And that's just universal. That's, like, everywhere. What the hell is this number? Okay, I see. So let's get it up to that much more coal. It doesn't predict that it will actually be that needed, but it will. And in fact, I'm going to put more in Sakhalin because of that. What? A revolution to enact landed voting by the Hayman and the Intelligista. That's interesting. Landed voting? Really? The industrialists wouldn't like that. Nobody in power would like that. A revolution. Huh. That would be a revolution to fear, looking at this, certainly. Definitely, that would be a revolution to fear. It's probably mostly because of how unhappy the Haymen are in general. I might be able to win them over by just going for wealth voting anyway. That might be able to win them over. Again, the only one that doesn't approve of that is the Shogunate. And they're not exactly too important in that regard, so I could go for it. At this point, yeah, I think I might. Not landed, though. Landed's bad. That would buff up power to aristocrats, capitalists. Well, actually, you know what? That's not as bad as it seems, as funny as that sounds, because that's already what oligarchy's doing. It just also includes clergymen and officers. The thing is, it's kind of like the Haymen already support this, the Intelligences support this. I might as well skip right over to wealth voting, which definitely is superior in terms of, you know, being a democracy. I don't need to, but I could, and this revolution is going to be kind of hard to put down unless I just get lucky, right? Wealth voting would at least make everybody super happy, because, like, basically that's the one agreed upon government type that everybody seems to want. So I'll try that one. We're going to try this one instead of this. The revolution will go on, but hopefully they'll be happy enough at the end that it won't be as problematic. Yeah, that got the radicalism to go down quite a bit. So we'll just focus on this right now, and we'll see how that goes. I'm starting to have problems with softwood. How's hardwood doing? I know I swapped some things over. It's positive. There's not a lot else I can do for wood. Not on Japan. This is another reason why I would have to, like, kind of go elsewhere. So we're going to have to start seeing who can just give us wood, and it's going to have to be a semi-permanent thing, realistically. Wood. Most productive route's going to be from America. I'm fine with that. Yeah. Oh, very productive. Yep. All right. America it is. Give me your softwood, please. I'm already getting clothes from you for a while. For now. I could use more convoys, especially if my economy is at all dependent on this. There's a lot of potential, you know, ports and stuff coming up. Maybe not. No, there's a good amount. There's a pretty darn good amount. There's a lot of government admins coming up as well. That will be really handy. France and Prussia are about to be fighting. Low organization on the fleet, because it's still not exactly even here. That's understandable. I'm going to promote this guy, because the other guy's going to die at some point. It's fine. We have a lot of government admins coming up, which is good, because we kind of need them. And then it's going to be a long way, a decent way, before like a couple more waves, mostly small, of government admins. We got the 6 years. Does it still say we don't have enough for the queue? No, we have enough for them to build whatever the hell they want. They're building all kinds of stuff. We just need the construction queue. And me, I'm doing all this while at low taxes. So definitely there's room.